This is September the 2nd, 2012, and this is 508, a show about Worcester. It's episode 200 with Asa Needle, D. Wells, Nicole Apostola, Brendan Melican.
How are you, sir?
And many other people hanging out in Moynihan's on a Sunday morning waiting for the waffle brunch provided by Woo Daddy Waffles. Today on the show, we will be talking about how do you connect with people in Worcester. Also panhandling, also Sunshine Week, also co-working. We're not going to have Invisible Bill Eddy.
Not gonna. He couldn't make it.
He's banned from the show as far as I'm concerned.
He couldn't make it.
Brendan, how are you doing today?
I'm great, man. I'm excellent.
Brendan, this is our 200th show.
I haven't been on all of them, but yes, it is.
How do
Have you been on all of them?
I think that at least my voice has been on all of them.
Oh, that's really impressive, man. What other shows do? How many episodes of Coffee with Connie have there been?
Like 500 probably.
No, well.
Yeah, 200 shows is not a lot of shows. It's more than most shows, but I feel like once you hit the 50 show or the 100 show
What does Two and a
plateau,
Half Men have?
a lot of those TV shows,
2.5 Men.
they probably have 100.
So we're ahead of them.
There you go. There you go. I want to ask you guys some questions, Brendan.
Go ahead.
And here's the question. I'll ask you first.
Oh.
Or maybe I'll ask them first. I'll ask you first.
Go ahead.
A lot of people come up to us and they say, you know what? I just moved to Worcester. I'm a nice person. I'm a cool person. I'm socially adept.
Sure.
This is a big city.
People actually do this to you a lot?
People say this. To you, me, everyone at this table has been asked this question. I come to Worcester, I can't find my people in Worcester. I can't find my way in Worcester. I can't connect with people in Worcester. It seems impossibly mysterious, the city of Worcester. What should people do? Is there some brief, actionable thing that somebody can do to make a connection in this
Attend
city?
a Bay State Bombardiers game.
This is the roller derby?
No, Bay State Bombardiers, the
What is
basketball
this?
team. I think they went out of business back in '86, but that was
was the
place
last
to meet.
era.
Yeah. Captain PJ was there. If you slide on the floor and puppets and everything, that's.
There's no equivalent today in 2012.
Oh, now you mean?
Yes.
Seven Hills Highlight
There's Highline in Worcester?
in Worcester. Seven Hills. Well, it's getting underway. You're not aware of Seven Hills Highlight? It's actually a joint venture between former Sheriff Guy Glotis and Jose Canseco. They're actually pooling money to get together a highlight team. And we've had a lot of failures in terms of sports in the city. Highlight is one that obviously lasts. It's got staying power. We've already got the handball courts down on Cambridge Street that would be perfect to retrofit into a highlight stadium. And it's on the way. I think that would be the place, especially for young people, to get together and connect.
Bill Eddy's championship yo-yo stadium.
He wasn't able to make it today.
Nicole Apostola. Oh, hey, and it's Stephanie Richardson, beloved past guest. Welcome to episode 200. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nicole Apostola,
Yes.
how can people make a connection in the city of Worcester?
Well, I am a big proponent of volunteering, so I think that there are some great organizations that people can volunteer for, whether it be the Worcester Public Library or Greater Worcester Land Trust. Those are nice opportunities for people to meet other people, see beautiful areas of the city if you're volunteering for the GWLT.
How do people connect to the library?
You can either just go walk into the Friends bookstore and the Friends can tell you how to volunteer there, or you can just go to the information desk and they can refer you to the person at Human Resources who can help you become a volunteer.
In the land trust, you could use like email or something and
Yeah,
contact those
you can
guys.
just go to their website.
Yeah, very good. So, Greater Worcester Land Trust, library, volunteer. Connect through volunteering. Dee, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
It's very good to see you on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me back.
Yes. What do you think about how people can connect with other people in Worcester? What are people? What are people
That's
not knowing?
always a hard thing. I mean, I always say you want to look first probably at the City of Worcester's website. You look at the local newspaper. You look at say Worcester Magazine and Post and pick up kind of those periodicals. But the real way to do it, honestly, is by getting off your ass and walking on the street, walking on Main South, and just walking and talking to people. Like, hey, listen, I'm looking for example, when I moved here, I literally walked Main Street and said, I need a barber shop.
Okay.
Like, where can I go to get my hair cut? Or, you know what? I'm a creative Episcopalian. I know of a bunch of different churches I looked up, but where can I go? And I just tried a bunch of different churches, tried a couple of different Anglican churches, and kind of found that way by talking to people. So I say use your feet, get off your ass, walk, talk to people. You got to put yourself out there. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to really put yourself out there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm going to ask our next guest the same question.
Okay.
Claire Schaefer Duffy of the Catholic Worker, how are you doing?
I'm well. I can only stay for about 3 minutes.
Well, that's exactly the amount of time that we have budgeted for this question. We are asking people, if somebody's a newcomer to the city, and they feel like they can't connect to people in the city, they can't find their friends, they can't find the activities that they know are here, they just can't find them. What can a person do to make connections in Worcester? You've lived in Worcester like 30 years now?
About 27.
Okay.
Come to the Catholic Worker. We're located at 52 Mason Street. You're welcome to come and visit. We can certainly spend some time with you, let you know what's going on in the city. I think Woo Daddy Waffles is one good place to connect with people. And also the universities. They have so many events going on. You can just go on to the website with Clark, with Holy Cross. They have so many lectures, and depending on who you want to hear, you go and hear that person, and then you get to meet people of similar interests or pursuits. The other is the social web that has tons of information on
events in the city.
Events in the city, yes. I mean, that was my outstanding memory, actually, when I first arrived. Is we came in the spring of '84, and there were so many events around Central America. The country was, at that time, arming, the Contras and fueling that war. And we went to a play, we went to demonstrations, and one thing leads to another. But the main thing is you do have to come out.
Yeah.
And once you go to events, you meet people, and that's the chain begins. The chain of connecting with others. But come to Catholic Worker, 52 Mason Street. We'd love to see you.
Claire, if you're keeping tabs on each other, I passed Scott exactly 35 minutes ago on Chandler Street. He was by Jesse Burkett Field. He had an excellent stride going, and I don't know where he's headed to, but he's far from here. Oh, okay.
He's getting ready for a marathon.
Oh, really?
He's doing it.
Yeah, he's going to run the Base Day. That's another opportunity. If any of their runners that are coming into the city, come to the dive bar Monday night at 6:30. People run a 5K, but afterwards, more importantly, they have a potluck, and they just sit and talk, and it's a way to connect with other runners. And they're people of all calibers, not, there's some who run really slow miles like myself, and others who are speed demons, but it's a it's a gregarious group, and it's a wonderful place to meet people in the running community.
Yes.
So,
Well, fantastic.
Thank
you both for your advice.
all right.
I want to talk briefly about Sunshine Week stuff while we.
What can I help you with?
Indeed, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely.
If you want to
I'm
head
sorry I
out.
cursed earlier. I just realized it.
Oh, that's not really
Like,
cursing. That's not really cursing.
Do it all the time.
Get off your feet and move. That's what they say. I always say.
There you go. I want to talk about some Sunshine Week stuff. There's a lot of. It's been interesting, the Sunshine Week thing. We had, I guess, 5 proposals for the City Council that we put out in the spring, and they eventually all got passed by the City Council, and they sort of have morphed between making it into subcommittee, making it out of subcommittee, being passed by the council. At every stage, they've morphed into something which doesn't seem like was exactly what people voted on, which is an interesting part of the process, which I guess I should have expected, but did not. And so now I feel like we're in a sort of a cleanup phase where we're trying to get them to be, we're trying to get the actual written stuff to be actually what the politicians wanted to have happen. And it seems like we're getting there with one of the proposals, which was Rod Madnick's proposal, that people should have the right to speak at council meetings, both at the beginning of the meeting and when a proposal comes up that they have speak about. Previously, in previous years, you can speak, but it's because the mayor will suspend the rules to let you speak. And this would actually say you actually have the right as a resident to speak. Yeah. So this seems like this is going to be cleared up this week, which is nice. I guess we also want to talk about co-working briefly. Did you know that there's going to be a co-working space in Worcester?
You had told me. Yeah, no, there was a story about it. Have you visited?
I have visited the co-working space. This is a space, it's called Running Start. It is on Lincoln Street. It's basically a big old house on Lincoln Street. They're going to open up in the middle of September. I was in there earlier this weekend, and they're still sort of getting the paint and the furniture straightened out. It looks good. It's going to have like 12 sort of semi-cubicle spaces. The cost for a place like that is going to be $250 a month. It'll give you all the basic office stuff, plus some use of their conference room, plus like a lounge area with coffee and whatever. For much less money, you can have a sort of like almost like associate membership where you can use the conference room very occasionally, like once a month, and hang out there, and use some of the resources, but not as much as if you have an actual seat there, which is interesting. And so I'm very much looking forward to being there for the grand opening in the middle of September. We're talking about this with people. People also are pointing out that there actually are like a couple of things that you might think of as co-working spaces already in Worcester. One of them is, if you do work in welding or carpentry, is the shop in Webster Square, which is very much of a cooperatively run giant space where people do all kinds of welding and stuff. We taped the episode about Empower in there. And then there is Stone Soup, which is basically like a co-working space for people who are doing nonprofit kind of work. So
the Webster Street building is also still listed in 2600 as being the magazine 2600 as being one of the meeting spots for the monthly 2600 meetings.
Yes.
So going back to how to meet people in Worcester, if that's your scene. End of the month.
There's definitely hackerspace like stuff going on there, or at least hackerspace interested people in there.
They're there.
In the shop in the Webster Square. I want to talk to a couple more people.
We'll see you later.
Hey Matt, do you want to be on the show? Surprise guest, Matt Feinstein.
That's right.
Frequent 508 guest. How you doing? Oh, look, and it's Gabe Rollins too. How's it going, man?
How's it going?
Thanks for being on the show.
Congrats on 200.
Absolutely. I want to ask both of you guys the same question, which you could answer briefly, which is, people come to the city, they're new to the city, they're nice people, they're outgoing people, they're fun people. They're just like, they can't connect to the people that they would expect to be able to connect with. They're not, like, they're just having a problem finding friends and finding like-minded souls in the city. What could they do?
So there's one opportunity that will soon be back in action, the Stone Soup Community Center on King Street, which was a great place to plug in and will soon again be a great place to plug in at 4 King Street. A lot of different groups have events there or publicize their events there. And you can still find out a lot of what's going on with Stone Soup at stonesoupworcester.org. But I think like community events are one of the best places to get connected. Probably other folks have said that. But there's also a conference coming up if people are interested in alternative economics or in green initiatives in the city. Great place to meet like-minded folks. And it's called the Solidarity and Green Economy Alliances Conference. It's called Another World is Possible. So it's at worcestersagealliance.org, has all the information about it, and it's on October 13th. That's another place to get connected and get plugged in.
I want to ask you about Stone Soup because I always felt like Stone Soup was pound for pound the most powerful thing in the city of Worcester. Amazing hotbed of serendipity. Is it October still probably the opening
It's
date?
more likely November due to some delays with the permitting process in the city, but it's looking good to wrap up this fall, latest early winter. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the show, man.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for your good work. Gabe, what do you think? Connecting with people, making friends.
I would second that. I mean, I would say Google is a wonderful tool. Go on there, search what you like to do, put Worcester after it. Go to those things, shake hands, meet people, and mainly when you meet them, say, what can I do to help out? You know what I mean? Because I think everybody that you want to know in this city is active in doing things in the city. You know, so if you go to something that is of interest to you, just ask to help out. Nobody's going to say no, you know what I mean? And that's how you meet people in Worcester. I mean, nobody's making any money here. It's all volunteer.
Yes, I should ask you about Start on the Street. You've been one of the organizers of Start on the Street. The next one is coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Is that a volunteer opportunity there?
Absolutely.
Or is it, yeah?
Yeah, we are always looking for volunteers. We never have enough. So.
What kind of stuff does a volunteer end up doing?
Anything and everything, from bringing artists in, check-in in the morning, showing them where they need to go, helping bands with equipment, general upkeep on the festival, trash collection, end of the day, helping artists break down, manning booths, manning info booths, things like that. There's all sorts of opportunity for volunteering there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your tips, man. Thanks for being on the show, guys. I'll let you go back and finish up your dinner. Asa, do we have a special musical guest ready?
Sure.
Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Let's see. D. Wells heading out. Thank you. While we're just seeing if we have a special musical guest, we want to point out that we have over here. Not only do we have a beer, but we have two symbols of downtown Worcester. We have the City Square hard hat that the late Jeff Barnard gave us. We remember him with this hard hat today. We have this Faygo bottle here.
Very important.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, I think we have a special musical guest tuning up.
Shoving something in my face.
Maybe he will come over here and sit down. Come over and sit down. Yeah.
Does Victor Infante have a Faygo bottle?
Victor Infante doesn't. Victor Infante has never drank
Do you think
Faygo,
he's
to
ever
my
tasted
knowledge.
Faygo? Do you think he's ever been sprayed with Faygo?
To my knowledge, Victor Infante has never even said "Magic, Magic Ninja."
I wonder if he could spell Faygo without looking it up. No, you don't think so?
Don't get into spelling these TNG guys. It's a sore subject.
That's a good point.
Our musical
Do you
guest
have any idea what's happening right now?
still not here. No, we're taping
running the
episode 200 of the 508 program. This is a weekly show where we attempt to tell you about what's going on in the city of Worcester.
And oftentimes fail miserably.
Oh, we tell you, it just may make no sense. Nat Needle, community activist, how are you, sir?
Well, I've heard that there's some concern among people just coming to Worcester that Worcester is, as in the words of one local pundit, uncrackable.
Yeah.
And I sympathize.
People have trouble finding their way in Worcester, Nat.
Well, that is of course you can't crack Worcester if you can't get from one place to another, and you can't get from one place to another without proper signage. Now, the city of Worcester has been working on this very, very problem. Don't move the camera away from me while I'm
I'm
talking.
just saying signage-wise.
Sorry. Thank you. I didn't realize I was being supported. Thank you. I thought I was getting what I usually get. So anyway,
Nicole would like to know whether or not you're partial to serif or sans serif fonts on signage in Worcester.
I have no.
So
what I want to say is the
as you were saying that,
partiality.
people need to have signs.
The one sign you will find absolutely everywhere in Worcester, every 25 feet, no matter where you go, is a sign directing you to the Worcester Airport. Unfortunately, when you get there will be nothing. That does not stop you from initiating your own drag racing club for the runway on a Sunday after Daddy Waffles. Could be lots of fun. I just start your drinking later in the day, that's all. So, what I want to say is the sign project, I don't know what happened to the sign project, but I heard a rumor that they've been delayed doing the sign project because they lost the sign that was directing them to where the signs are being kept.
This is the sign project which has been ongoing for...
It's about at least, I wrote this song in 2007, so I know this project has been going on for 5 years. I wrote the song to actually give the project a boost, but it may have had the opposite effect, but maybe I shouldn't be so arrogant to assume cause and effect, but it will help you not necessarily find your way, but at least it will help you have the courage to get out, get in whatever vehicle you happen to use, whatever mode of transportation you have, find your way through Worcester. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna find my way through Worcester streets. I'm bound to pass from the DCU to Great Brook Valley. Little diminished chord. Gonna find my way through Worcester, man. From Salisbury Street to the Elm Park District. From Nine Ways to Nine Way West. From Kelly Square to God knows where. Always through Worcester are the best. Gonna find my way through Worcester streets. I'm bound to pass from DCU to Great Brook Valley. Gonna find my way through Worcester, man. I left that Blackstone Nicotarium. I was afraid I'd lose my way, but the way was easy has become. Never doubt you can do it. I'll assure you you'll be fine. All you gotta do is look for guidance, and behold, there'll be a sign. You can go from Ooh Daddy Waffles to the farmer's market on Main South. You can even walk. There'll be people who say, just stay away. Don't you mind that evil talk? Gonna find my way through Worcester, through Worcester streets. I'm bound to hell from DCU to Great Brook Valley. Gonna find my way through Worcester now, and I will walk if I can't afford gas. Gonna find my way through Worcester. Hey, 160. Don't give up, children.
Bravo. Nat Neal, thank you very much.
Oh, why? The pleasure was all
Oh,
mine.
that was fantastic. Well, you
I
know,
wish I could say the same for the Royal.
do we have anybody else who needs to be on the show, Asa? Asa, you want to be on the show for a second?
Let me get back to the bar where I belong.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Keep us loaded.
Alrighty. We're also going to have Asa Needle here on the show this morning. Asa Needle, often seen wandering through the background at 508. Never really talking on the show. How are you doing, Asa?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Mike?
I want to ask you, as someone who is of a younger generation than myself, do you have any idea how people can connect to new people in Worcester, or are you just so Worcester, so deep in your bones that it's like, you know?
I have no idea how anyone meets anyone in Worcester. I think that the miracle isn't that people don't, it's that people do, despite all the apparatus that's put in the way to ever meet anybody. Especially kids that come to college here. There's definitely, even just finding friends inside of college, getting outside it, there's not the same kind of ways to plug in that are easily accessible. But I think what you really have to do to really get involved in the city is you have to find me, you have to buy me lunch, I'll just show you around, we'll have a good time.
I think this is a more common sentiment than you would think, actually, because I feel like that's what people should do. They should just email me.
Absolutely.
I won't be your friend, but I will help you find friends. You know, I won't. Listen, I can't guarantee I can be anybody's friend because I'm kind of cranky. But you know, I got some ideas. I got some ideas.
You have potential.
I got potential.
You're a cake maker.
Thank you, Ace. Thank you, Ace, for being on the show.
Anytime.
Well, guys, is there anything else exciting coming up in coming weeks?
Worcester is exciting, Mike.
Yeah.
Episode 201.
Episode 201 is
That's exciting.
I feel like we got good things coming up
Always good.
in the coming years of Worcester.
Well, thank you for 200 episodes, man.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure. to be a part
It's
of
been
this.
mine
Good
too.
stuff.
If people have feedback, if people have ideas, you know, it's pieandcoffee@gmail.com is the email address. We're always interested to hear what people want to see on this show.
Available via Facebook.
Available through Facebook also. We
Twitter.
like I have to say too, we ignore a lot of the feedback we get because, you know,
It's terrible feedback.
it's what we want to
no,
make.
I'm sorry. No.
Oh no, it's great
feedback.
feedback.
No.
But this is the show we want to make. This is the show that we're bringing people. It's our opinion and it's our curation. But I'm always interested to hear what people get out of the show because people do get something out of this show.
And it seems to be a lot of people getting something out of the show.
But people should email us. If you feel like you're coming to Worcester and you are interested in a thing and you can't find it, you need to email us because we can sit there. We're going to do research. We're going to make a blog post about it.
We might actually.
That's
make
how
a
we're gonna
show-
facilitate
We
you.
might make a show about you finding what you need in the city of Worcester.
Like a reality show.
That's the future of 508. Is going to be a Worcester-based reality show.
We might do that. We might not do that. I don't know.
Benedetti.
You came up with a benchmark. There you go.
Anyway, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Brendan. I want to thank Nicole. I want to thank Asa for facilitating our guests wandering in and out of the background on this show. And I want to read something to finish up this show. This is something which Ron Madnick has proposed that the City Council needs to finish up all of their City Council meetings with. So we're going to do a reading of this. Generally, the City Council meets weekly on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. in the Council Chamber on the 3rd floor of City Hall. During the summer months of July and August, the City Council generally meets 3 times. And an individual may petition the City Council on matters under their supervision, and the deadline for filing a petition with the City Council is at 4:15 p.m. on Thursday, preceding each Tuesday meeting. This has been 508-200. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you again next week. Here's a signed Gary Rosen shirt for you.
Where's my side Gary Rosen shirt?
Here's an unsigned Gary Rosen shirt for you. Matt, do you have a Gary Rosen shirt? No. Thank you.